All right, everyone, what is going on? And welcome to Feasting with the King Halloween 2022 edition. Pay no attention to the line on my head. It's from a net that I was wearing because I was wearing a wig for my Halloween costume. It was Ken Masters, but I had to take off the gloves and the hair in order to actually eat today. What are we doing? Vietnamese food, take two. The last time that I ordered Vietnamese food last year, it did not go so well. Because what happened was we decided to order some things that sounded kind of weird and or unique. That I had never tried before. And that's always hit or miss. The problem was they were both misses. I had ordered a pho dish, which was oxtail. It was disgusting. The oxtail was raw and it smelled disgusting, so I didn't eat any of it. And I actually got a banh mi sandwich that was tuna, but it was a seared giant chunk of tuna that also did not taste very good in that chunk form. Maybe if it was like a different form, I like tuna. I just didn't like the sandwich that much. So this time around, you guys voted. You said you want, you want Vietnamese food again. So I said, if we're going to get pho again, we've got to get something that's more normal. I ordered seafood pho, and this has shrimp, fish balls, fish cakes, and something else. I don't even know what it is. We'll look at it together. I'm not sure. I don't think it's squid or octopus. It's some other kind of fish. I don't even know what it is. But it's pieces in there. And then there's, as you can see there, there's also some basil, a couple jalapenos, noodles, all right? But I didn't put everything in. It wouldn't really fit. Like, I feel like if I was in the restaurant, it definitely would have been, like, much better. But because I'm here, I have to combine everything myself and everything. And by the way, it showed up cold, but I warmed it up in the microwave. Now it's quite warm, so it should be pretty good. So we got seafood pho. And then we've got a noodle bowl. This is the beef lemongrass sesame noodle bowl. Look at that. You got delicious beef in some kind of a sauce with, I guess, lemongrass and sesame over it. And then you got mixed veggies with it. I see scallions. I see like a little side salad. All kinds of stuff in there. All right, so I'm excited to try that. It smells really good. Like, it smells, oh my God, that smells really, really good. So I actually think I want to start with the noodle bowl. I've never had a Vietnamese noodle bowl before. So I actually want to try this. By the way, there is a sauce, but I don't know what it is. I think it might be a fish sauce, but I'm not sure. I'm going to put that to the side for now, over here. And what I like to do is taste the individual ingredients first, then maybe put some of the sauce on it and see what it's like, okay? All right, so let's taste. We got a fork. So first thing, obviously the first thing I want to taste is a piece of the beef, right? Look at that. Oh my God, that's a big piece. All right. Mmm. Pretty good. It's moist. It's full of flavor. It's tender. It's got saltiness, a little bit of sweetness, but mostly saltiness. That's delicious beef for sure. For some reason, my fork was sticky. I don't know. Let me wipe it. We got a lot to try here in this Vietnamese noodle bowl. Okay. So, we got a big mix of things. I think this is just cucumber. It is. Some kind of like a mesh of mixed greens, which I'm assuming is just lettuce. Yeah. It's like a lightly shredded lettuce. Over here, I'm not even sure what this is. Carrot. It's carrot and it's something else shredded up. And right next to it is a nice pile of peanuts here. Crunchy peanuts. That's good. Now, I want to try some of the noodle. The rice noodle, which I think is underneath here. Here it is. So here's the actual rice noodle, okay? It tastes good, but it's a little bland. I think it's intended to mix everything together and put that sauce on it and see how the sauce tastes as well. I like the consistency of the noodles. I do, but I feel like the noodles are kind of bland and you need a sauce. Another piece of beef. The beef is the star of the dish. The beef is really good. The beef is very full of flavor. It was obviously sauteed in a sauce when they cooked it. That's a very, very strong flavor. I said it's a little tangy, salty, a little bit of sweetness. Let's try some of the noodles with other stuff. Like I said, the noodles sadly are a little bland. I'm wondering if they're intending for you to pour that sauce onto the noodle to give it some added flavor. Nice onion. I love onion. I'm Italian, so I love onions. Most Italians love onions as part of their cuisine. So I want to try that sauce because I have no clue what that sauce is at all. I want to see what it is. If it came with the noodle bowl, you would think it should complement what goes in the noodle bowl. Let's see. Curious. Here it is. Here's what it looks like. Stuff in it. But I don't know what's in there. What is that stuff? It's tangy. It smells tangy. I kind of don't want to pour it on the stuff. I think I want to taste it first. So I'm going to put the sauce to the side. And I'm going to dip something in it. And I'm going to see what it tastes like when I dip something in it. Because I don't want to pour it and then like, oh, I ruined the bowl because I didn't like the sauce. Everything in the bowl is delicious. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's take some of the noodles that I said didn't have a lot of flavor. And I'll dip it in the sauce. And I'll eat the noodles. And I'll tell you what it tastes like. All right? So here's the noodle. I'm going to put it in the sauce and eat it. The sauce is weird. That sauce is weird. It's sweet. It's tangy. And it also has a burning spice to it. It's like 3 flavors in one. I'm not even sure what they were going for with the flavor of it because it's hard to put your finger on what it should be, right? Like, I'm honestly not sure. Now, they said it was fish sauce. Maybe there's a little bit of a fishy taste to it, fishy aftertaste. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know if I would want that sauce in my bowl. It seems okay, but it seems like it's really strong. Because it's a strong tang and sweetness, and then you get a burn. The burn's gone now. It goes away. But I don't know if I would want that in the whole thing. Yeah, I don't know if I'm sold on that. I almost feel like if I keep eating it, it's going to be too much. Yeah, I don't know. Let's try the pho. Here's the pho. Seafood pho. All right? So I'd like to try various things in it because this thing has a lot in it, a lot of different ingredients. I'll try to show you what it looks like floating, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to because sadly it just might not be very photogenic. Let's see. Without spilling, do you see the stuff floating in there? All kinds of stuff is floating in there. See that? Okay. Immediately I can tell you, it's going to be more appetizing than that oxtail pho that we had last year because that was nasty. All right, this smells good. So first thing I like to do is just taste the broth, okay? Let's taste the broth. Yes, these are fish cakes. Mmm. Oh, that's good. Mmm, that broth is delicious. Because it's savory, but it's sweet at the same time, and it's got an air of like herbs, like whatever they cook in it has this herby smell to it. I'm sure they make a ridiculous amount of this every day, right? Mmm. That is really good. That is really good broth. Now, first of all, a fish ball. I've never had one of these before. A fish ball. I'm about to try it. It tastes like fish. It just tastes like fish that was shaped into a ball. I don't even know what kind of fish that was. It was the consistency of fish, and it tasted exactly like you would expect fish to taste, a fishy flavor. It's good. All right, let's try this. I think this is a fish cake. Okay, I think this is a fish cake. Can you see it? No, you can't. Hold on. See that? Fish cake. I'm going to try that now. That's interesting. It's an interesting texture because it reminds me of... What does it remind me of? It's like, I remember a meat my mom used to make. It was a processed meat that she would make. And I think she would put gravy on it. And I can't remember if it was supposed to be pork. I don't think it was steak. I think she would make, it was like a processed pork product. Kind of like a meatloaf, but not. Because meatloaf is like ground beef. This was like pork slices or something like that. I can't really remember. Oh, I know exactly what it was. Turkey. She used to call it turkey slices. It was processed turkey that you would slice up and you would serve it with fresh gravy, like warm gravy. It wasn't like turkey off the bone. It was like a processed turkey that we would have for dinner sometimes. That's exactly the same consistency. It's a little chewy, but it has decent flavor. That's not bad. I've never had a fish cake before or a fish ball. They're both pretty good. They taste different, but they're both pretty good. For some reason, there's now pho broth everywhere on my table, and I don't know why. I hope this is not leaking. I hope that maybe I just spilled it a little bit over the edge. I hope it's not leaking. That would be very bad if it was. Hold on a second here while I clean up. I might have to drink some more of the broth just to be sure that it's not like overflowing when I grab these ingredients. I'm probably just a messy eater. I didn't say it tasted like turkey. I said it has the consistency of the turkey slices that my mom used to make. I never said it tasted like turkey, so don't put words in my mouth. It doesn't. It tasted fishy. Okay. So... I dig the broth. It's good. That broth is delicious. Man, what a 180 from that oxtail pho that had the oxtail floating in it. This tastes really good. I love the broth. There's also shrimp in here somewhere. There were 2 big shrimp, but they managed to sink. Oh, I have no idea what this is. Maybe you guys would know. I'm going to get a fork because I don't know what this is. It came in, it's supposed to be fish, but I don't know what kind of fish this is. Let's see if you guys know. All right. Does anyone have any idea what this is? It's not like a tentacle from calamari, and it's not a tentacle from octopus. I don't know what it is. It's got a weird like consistency on it, like a design. I don't know what it is. No, it's not fish's private parts. Of course, people have to be gross. I'm being serious if anyone knows what it is. I don't know. But there's like 2 or 3 of these that's in here. But I don't know what it is. No one seems to know. No one knows. No, absolutely no one knows what it is. Could it be a piece of squid? Do you think it's a piece of squid? It just doesn't look like a tentacle. It could be a different piece of the squid. Should I try it? I'm going to try it. Hopefully it's good. I'm going to go with squid. I'm going to go with squid. It kind of tastes like squid. It's not dead on like calamari like I'm used to, Italian style. But I'm going to go with it's a piece of squid, I think. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's not tripe. This is seafood pho. People are dumb. People are seriously stupid sometimes. Seafood pho. Oh, that's tripe in there. Oh, okay. Yeah, because they want to get sued, right? Anyway. So we got that. I don't know where the shrimp went. There's 2 big shrimp in here. I put them in myself. But they've hidden themselves in the noodles. They've totally hidden themselves in the noodle. Oh, here's one. A big old cooked shrimp. Look at that. A big shrimp. Yummy. Let's have it. Let's have it and not get the noodle. Let's just get the shrimp. Come on. Well, I'm just going to eat it. Mmm. Mmm. Wow, that's good. Mmm. It might simply be because the shrimp is something I'm used to. I've never eaten fish balls, fish cakes, or whatever that piece of squid was. But man, that shrimp tasted delicious. Full of flavor, and it actually had the broth flavoring kind of absorbed into it. And the broth is so good. So that was really good. I'm actually really like that. Now I'd like to get some of the noodle, which I'm probably not going to get with a spoon. Okay, if I had chopsticks, I'd use those, but I'm going to try to just use the fork to get some noodles. Mmm. See, that's how you're supposed to eat the rice noodles. Seriously. This is how the noodles are intended to be eaten, in a pho like this, or a pho, where you absorb all the flavor into the noodle. Mmm. Wow, that's good. Mmm. Wow. I love it. I love the noodles, and I love the broth. That is so delicious. What the pho? This is good. This is good stuff. Yum. Mm-hmm. Mmm. Nice big noodle slurp. That is absolutely delicious. Massive thumbs up to the seafood pho. It is super good. Let's have some more of these things. Let's have this fish ball. Mmm. Mmm. How are my chopstick skills? They're not great, but they're not terrible. You know, from going to sushi places from over the years, every once in a while, or ramen. There's a ramen place that we go to. I kind of got used to using chopsticks. So, not bad. Let's put it that way. Not bad. By the way, just so everyone knows, so contributions are coming in. I will shout those out at the end of the show or after this show ends. Just like with my podcast, I want to eat the food while it's here, it's warm, before everything goes cold, you know. Oh, Jade, that was you. That was a tip. Thank you, Jade. I'll shout you out in a bit. Thank you. I did get a tip coming in. Thank you, Jade. Appreciate that. What did Kat get? Kat got a noodle bowl as well, but she got grilled chicken noodle bowl. And she also got 2 spring rolls that was a mix of pork and shrimp because she likes the peanut sauce that you dip it in. And last time she got shrimp, she thought it was okay. She wanted a meat, so she got a combination this time. Thank you, Mateo. Mateo likes the costume. I mean, obviously half the costume's off right now as I eat, but thank you. All right. Now, fish cake. It's good. I like everything in it, but like I said, definitely the shrimp is the best. The shrimp is the standout of all the other ingredients. It's the most flavorful. It's, you know, shrimp is amazing. Everyone knows that. Get some more noodles. There's another shrimp in here somewhere. There were 2 big shrimp. Another one's in here somewhere. Love the noodle. Love the noodle. This is Vietnamese food, Mateo. You're late. It's Vietnamese. It's seafood pho and a beef noodle bowl. I am going to go back to the beef noodle bowl in a minute, but I'm just enjoying the pho so much that I wanted to just focus on the pho. Here it is. Here's the other big shrimp with some noodles. Now, I wonder something. If anyone here is either Vietnamese or is a scholar of Vietnamese food, maybe you can answer this for me. When they make their broth for their pho, do they just make one broth for every kind and then just add the other ingredients? Or are they making flavored broths for each style of pho? Because the reason I asked this, last year, we got that oxtail pho. Was it last year or was it earlier this year? It was a while ago. It was a very long time ago. Okay? The oxtail and the other ingredients were not in the broth. The broth was separate. And when I took the lid off the broth and I smelled it, it smelled absolutely disgusting. It smelled like a stinky sock. And then I took one sip of it and I couldn't eat it, remember? I was grossed out. This broth is absolutely delicious. Now, it's a different restaurant. But I'm just curious, did they do something different to the broth because it was for an oxtail pho? Or, or maybe that restaurant's pho just sucks, right? Maybe their recipe is just shit. I guess that could be, right? One broth. People are saying it's just one broth. The broth is all based on a beef broth, says Gabriel K.O. No, see, here's the thing. Sir June says maybe the oxtail changed the flavor, but I didn't put the oxtail in. They provided a bloody-ass raw oxtail to put into the broth, and then they had all the other ingredients separate so that it wasn't in there. So that's what I'm thinking. If that was just the broth, maybe the broth was disgusting. You know, I don't know. But how is this broth so good? This broth is really, really good. Like, I would just sit here and drink the whole thing of broth in one go if I could. It's so delicious. Oxtail has a lot of fat, so it makes the broth dirty. Yeah, but again, the oxtail wasn't in the broth. They had left it separate. So how does that make sense? You're basically acting like there was cross-contamination between the oxtail and the broth, but the oxtail wasn't in the broth yet. It just blows me away if they make one broth, how the broth at that one restaurant smelled and was terrible, and this broth is aromatically pleasing and tastes delicious. What a difference, right? Daggy says the oxtail was set in ingredients that was essentially meant to cook on your end. The other one required assembly. So what you're saying is this was ready to go. The broth was good. Just put the ingredients in, eat. The other one, they were expecting me to cook something in it, and I guess through the process of cooking the broth, they felt it was going to make it appetizing. So what? They just put stinky sock juice in there, but it airs out, cooks out, it boils off. If you warm it up, stinky sock juice. I don't know about that. If so, that's pretty stupid. I don't want stinky sock juice. All right, it's disgusting. Anyway, I'm gonna have some more of the noodle bowl now. I don't think I'm gonna have the fish sauce. The fish sauce to me, it's a little weird. It's like too many flavors in one. It doesn't seem to know what it wants to be, and also it has a little fishy aftertaste. So then I'm gonna put the fish sauce aside. I'm just gonna enjoy some veggies and some beef. They do not use the same broth. That's not true. They do make a fish broth for seafood pho, says Sith Alchemist. So we have some disagreements. Some people are saying, no, it's all just one. And others are like, no, that's not true. There is different broths for different pho. So you guys fight amongst yourselves while I enjoy my noodle bowl. Okay? Swaggins is wondering, value-wise, what's the better value? They're both identical. I think they were both around $13, if I remember correctly. I could be off by $1 or $2. But I'm pretty sure they were each 13. Mm-hmm. There's a good amount of beef in here. I'm not going to eat it all because I'm not supposed to eat a lot of beef. I'll be honest. I'm disappointed with the noodles. They just don't have any flavor by themselves like this. Like, you know, eating the noodles in that broth, they're amazing. Eating them like this. They're not very good. They're bleh. I think they expect you to put the fish sauce in. You know. Some fresh cucumber. There's a bunch of cucumber in here. That'll cleanse your palate. I said there's some peanuts, onion, carrot. Good amount of all of that. But the star is definitely the beef. That's what you're supposed to be focusing on, the beef here. Did I get soy sauce for the noodles? No. I don't think there was any in there. Nope. I didn't see any soy sauce down there. Nope. Is that what you're supposed to do? Are you supposed to add soy sauce to the noodle to give it flavor? Did they give me oodles of noodles? I mean, there's a lot. I'd argue half, or at least a third of this noodle bowl is just plain noodle, but it's so bland. I don't even want to eat this. Incredibly bland. So I don't want that. I'll just have 1 or 2 more pieces of beef and a few more veggies. I'm going to go back to the pho, and that's going to be it. I hate to say it, the noodle bowl is pretty disappointing. Like, the meat is good, but everything else is just kind of like, meh. Yeah, I don't know. It's a disappointment. I was expecting more. I was expecting maybe some flavorful noodles. You know? Nah. A little sad. The beef is good. Don't get me wrong. That beef is good. It's tender. It's flavorful. It's got, you know, good seasoning. They cooked it in a good sauce, whatever that sauce is. They cooked that in. But it's like 1/5 of the dish, if that. There's way more cucumber, lettuce, carrot, and noodle, and almost all of that is flavorless. It's just, you know, plain. That's not good. And I don't like the fish sauce. And I think that's what they were expecting. They want you to just pour that fish sauce right on, like, right on top of it. And I don't really like it. So I'm not going to do that, you know. By the way, yes, I know I look very yellow. I'm going to see if I can fix that. What's happening here is, it's becoming nighttime and my camera's adjusting. There you go. It's becoming nighttime. My camera's adjusting and changing the color. I look a little better now. At least I look a little more human, right? A little less yellow, a little more human. Okay. Um, I'm gonna focus on the pho. That's gonna be my meal because that noodle bowl, like I said, it's like 75-80% bland, which is kind of shitty in my opinion. Okay. Pho or the pho? I keep saying pho. It's pho. Pho. The pho is very good. Let's continue. Oh, it's good broth. I love it. The broth is definitely my favorite part of this dish. The fish balls are okay. You can actually get an entire pho with just fish balls. It says just fish ball. Like, damn, you have to really like those fish balls. There's probably like a dozen or more in there. Yeah. I'm going to see if I can get more of the noodles from the bottom. Because the noodles are super good in this. Once they absorb that flavor of the broth, oh, they're really good. Look at that. And by the way, yes, this is all the broth you get, a big container, but there's an insane amount of noodles it came with. Like, the only way I would have been able to fit it is to put it in a gigantic bowl somewhere that I don't have. You know, I have like cereal bowls. I don't have a giant bowl, so I just put everything in here as much as I could fit. But there's like an incredible amount of noodles downstairs in a container to put into this that I have no room for. I'm assuming if you eat it in the restaurant, they have big ass bowls, right? Big soup bowls. Come to Newfoundland and try the food? I've been to Newfoundland. I'm not even shitting you. Newfoundland, Canada is the one place outside the United States I've ever been. I've only lived in the States, and then I've been to Newfoundland, and that's it. We went to a restaurant, and I got it was a lobster bake. So it was like a ceramic container, and inside it was almost like a pot pie, but it was pieces of broken out lobster and other pieces of seafood in it. And then topped off with like a crust. Like a pie crust. It was very good, but it was very homey. It was kind of like something I would actually expect maybe like if it wasn't lobster, if it had been like chicken or another meat, I would say, oh, that's a down home American meal. But it was interesting that it was fish because everything in Newfoundland is fish. It's like a nautical town on the water there. Okay, a unique fried bread dough. I did not try their unique fried bread dough when I was there. Yeah. Yes, I have eaten spring rolls before. Absolutely. Eternal Napalm, I can't do that. He says, I should do another DSP tries at retrying the chicken sandwich. They don't have it anymore. Burger King literally only keeps a chicken sandwich for about 1 year, and then they immediately change the entire product to something new. They do this every year. They never keep the same chicken sandwich for some odd reason. I don't know why. So that Chiking, they had that for 1 year, and now it's gone. Now they have a different chicken sandwich in its place that's completely changed. So I wouldn't even be able to retry it. I'd have to try whatever the new one is, which probably also stinks. No, I have not had poutine. Nope. Man, I really like the pho. I had basil leaf. Okay. We're going to wrap up. I'm not going to be eating all night. We're going to wrap up. I'm going to have a little bit more broth, and then we're going to basically rate this stuff, and then I'm going to adjourn, and we're going to get ready for the rest of our marathon here today, okay? A little bit more noodle, if I can even get any. I don't even know if I'll be able to eat this noodle. There we go. All right. Love the broth. Delicious broth. And definitely a good time of the year for that because it's getting colder now. It's a good time for pho, I feel. So, seafood pho. What's in it? Fish balls, fish cakes, some kind of squid. I don't know if that's the tentacle or something. And shrimp, along with your noodles, jalapeno, basil. And it actually has bean sprouts. I didn't put any of the bean sprouts in. Typically, bean sprouts are really good in, like, ramen. But I felt it was going to be too messy to eat here. I tried to eat it. They'd be flopping around, and the broth would go everywhere. So bean sprouts should have been in there. They weren't. That's really good. That's absolutely good. I love the pho. I would give this, I'd give it 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for seafood pho that I've had here. It's not perfect. It's a little messy. Still flavorful. Probably if I ate it in the store, I would have liked it more. If I ate it at the restaurant and it was fresh coming out in a bowl, I probably would have liked it even more. But definitely good. Good food. That's 2 thumbs up. Good food from me. I enjoyed the pho. The noodle bowl was very disappointing. I was expecting it to have flavor, and the noodles are bland. The lettuce is bland. The cucumbers are bland. The carrots are bland. The only thing that has flavor is the beef and the peanuts. So again, when your whole dish is going to rely on me pouring this sauce into it to give it flavor, and I tasted the sauce and I don't really like it, that's kind of a problem. All right? So I am disappointed. And like I said, each one of these was about the same price. I love the pho, and I don't like the noodle bowl. So it's kind of disappointing. Once again, I ordered Vietnamese food, and there's something I didn't like. Not to shit talk the beef. I will not shit talk the beef because the beef tastes really good. But again, it seems to be the only flavor in the bowl that tastes good. Everything else is kind of bleh, right? So I would give the beef bowl, the beef noodle bowl, it's supposed to be beef. By the way, I just realized something. Guess what they called this? Beef lemongrass sesame bowl. There was no lemongrass and no sesame in that bowl at all. I just realized it. It just hit me. That's what they called it on the menu, the beef lemongrass sesame bowl. There's none of that. That's just regular kind of stir-fry beef. So I get the feeling maybe they screwed it up, or maybe even their menu's wrong. Because why would it say that? Why would it highlight it? Lemongrass, sesame. Why even put that on the menu, right? Maybe it's cooked in sesame oil. I can tell you the picture on the menu showed sesame seeds in the bowl, and there's 0 sesame seeds in that bowl. 0. So anyway, it's bleh. I say 5. A 5 out of 10. It's certainly edible. The ingredients are fresh, but when most of it's bland, I can't give it a good rating. I need good flavor, and there's like almost no good flavor in there. It's just reliant on the beef and pouring a sauce over it. And if you don't like the sauce, you're boned. Obviously, that's not right. It shouldn't be like that. Okay? So, seafood pho, really good. 8 out of 10. Great flavor. Good amount of broth and a ton of noodles I didn't even eat. You basically what you do is just keep putting more noodles in, eat more noodles in, eat. You eat that all night, right? But that bowl, noodle bowl, disappointing. Didn't like it. 5 out of 10. Bland. It's bland. Not raw, but it's bland. Okay. So. Uh-oh. I can't get the lid back on the pho. It won't go back on. Okay, it went on. I was going to say, if it doesn't go back on, that's a 0 out of 10. I'm just kidding. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me for Feasting with the King. The pho was delicious. The noodle bowl sucked. What are you going to do? But that's life. At least I got, unlike the last time I ate Vietnamese, at least I liked half of what I ate. So that's a good thing. Thank you all for watching. Until next time. And by the way, happy Halloween, even though I'm in half a costume. Thanks for watching.